G'day, this is Japan's famous Shinkansen. It's a high-speed train as fast as an F1 car, and today I'm heading from Osaka to Nagoya. But first up, we are going to need a ticket. Well, actually two.
We'll just go to Nagoya. I think we normally buy it there, don't we? Looks like there's one every 10 minutes.
Well, for 60 US each, we get one of these, and this is a ticket that gets us on the Shinkansen at 12:57. It's only a 50-minute train ride. It gets us a reserve seat in the first class car. Technically, we should have got tickets that allowed for our oversized luggage, but there weren't any left on that, so we'll just have to take a punt. Now we scan and go through. Let's go. We're going from platform 27. The first Shinkansen took to the tracks in 1964, and now there are nearly 3,000 kilometres of lines throughout the country. Now, if you don't want to sit facing forward, look, it's as easy as doing that. Now you're on a rear-facing seat. I went for a walk up through the other carriages before, and there are at least 3 green carriages, first-class carriages with 2-2. When you get to the normal cabins, they're 2-3 and a much smaller seat. We're just pulling up at Kyoto. This is our second stop of a handful on the way to Nagoya, but then we've got another local train afterwards, which is nowhere near as fast or as luxurious. Seats are comfortable with a footrest and pretty good recline. Now, as fast as this train is, they're not resting on their laurels because they hope to have a 600 kilometre a hour train up and running in years to come. It'll go from Tokyo to Osaka in 1 hour. The thing I love about train travel is there's none of this crap that you have at the airports of getting there an hour and a half before your flight, having to do security, check your luggage. Your luggage never leaves your possession here on the train, and you arrive 5 minutes before the thing's due to take off. And in Japan, you know that if it leaves at 1:01, it leaves at 1:01. This trip's about 180 kilometres, and we will get to 320 kilometres an hour. But at the moment we're probably doing a couple of hundred, and it goes up and down because we've got some stops as well. That adds a few minutes to the journey. And I've been used to in the past, the trolley coming down the aisle and selling you stuff, but now they have a scannable menu. We've got this Suntory Highball, which is essentially a Scotch and soda, $2.20 US. Soda water, $1.10. Campfire. We had a few hours to spare in Osaka, so first up, it was a visit to one of my favourite Japanese stores. If you're a photographer, I know that's only a small percentage of you, but if you are in Japan, you want to come to this place, Yodobashi. Phenomenal range of stuff. For instance, here there must be 150 monopods and tripods for sale. Now, nowhere, perhaps B&H is the only one in New York, but elsewhere in the world, very hard to find this sort of choice. And then I was off to lunch for some delightful Wagyu beef. We ate at this restaurant last year. It's not far from the train station. It's Japanese beef. It's Wagyu. It's so stunning. It's almost like not eating beef. It's fatty, it's smooth, and addictive. Great meal, but worth noting they don't take Apple Pay at a lot of places. You need the physical card. This is Nagoya. Well, having gotten out of that train, we've come downstairs and we figure it's best to buy our return Shinkansen ticket, which will be Sunday night after the race now, because it'll be very busy and the last thing you want is to be stranded here in Nagoya. So there's a lengthy wait, but we'll get a ticket. Yes, please. 449. 31 minutes from lining up to getting those tickets organised, but it's worth it because we found out we can't go as late as we'd hoped to, so we have to leave the track a little bit earlier. Now we have one more train to catch to Shiroko Station, and this is a local train. Here's the first F1 reference, but there's more downstairs. The last leg of this journey is to Shiroko Station. It's on the Kintetsu line, and as you can see behind me, there's plenty of promotion for Formula One. And they've actually got the new images of the Red Bull team members here and the new V-Carb lineup. This is the Kintetsu line train, which is quite comfortable. However, we've got a real drama now because we looked to book our tickets returning on Sunday after the race, but there's nothing available to Nagoya in time to get our Shinkansen train to. So that could be a fair drama. Anyway, we'll work something out, but it's just another added inconvenience. Now, there's no food trolley on this train, but there is a vending machine here. Well, people, this is the smallest hotel room I stay in all year. Exactly how small is it? 4.5 metres by 2.5 metres. That's 11.25 square metres. It does have a fridge, but I want to show you the bathroom because these are quirky bathrooms. You step into this drop-in plastic thing. What have I got up here? A few inches. And with the door closed, I've got 1.5 metres by 1.1 metres of bathroom. It's a very quirky setup, but to be honest, there's very little of any quality anywhere around the circuit. And this is the media hotel, so we're thankful to actually get a hotel room. But it's just for sleeping, and I mean just for sleeping. I would spend no more than 1 hour awake in this room. This is my final destination by train, but my journey started with a flight from Perth. And Perth has a new duty-free store which looks ultra swish, certainly a lot better than what it was before. Then it was on to the first of 2 flights today. This is Perth to Singapore with Singapore Airlines and seat 21K. Well, welcome on board to SQ214. This is an A350, 4 and a bit years old. It's not their best business class seat. Look, don't get me wrong, it's okay. But if you had the choice between this and the 2013J, it's a much wider seat, much more luxurious, you'd always take the bigger seat, but they don't fly it on that many routes. Now, one of the great things about flying Singapore is that you can book the cook. That means you can order a meal many days out, exactly what you want. And I've ordered that. I've ordered some black Angus dish with mac and cheese. So we're very keen to give you a review on that once we get airborne. Well, the flight took off on time, and then an hour in, dinner was served. Started with the tuna, then my black Angus steak, gave that 7.1 out of 10, and then some peppermint ice cream to top it off. We landed ahead of schedule, and then it was up to the business class lounge in T2. Now, this isn't their best lounge. For that, head to Terminal 3. Well, I'm on board this 787, and I've moved up 3 rows. This last flight I was at 21K, now I'm at 18K. There is no amenities kit on this flight, but instead we get slippers, an eye mask, and a pair of socks. But I have managed to get an extra blanket, so that gives me a little bit more padding on this seat, which is not the greatest for sleeping on, but certainly better than sitting up all night. I've decided to change straight into what I normally sleep in, take one of these, and see if I can get any sleep. 4 was the number of hours of sleep. When you fly into Japan, you need to go to a website and complete your incoming customs and immigration forms. I can tell you it takes about 15 minutes if you've got an idea of what you're doing, but supposedly it saves you some time here on the ground. Oh, and the only thing I picked up that was different between this suite and the one on the A350 was this little remote control down here is a different shape. Well, there was no wait for me at immigration because I have an APEC card, and if you're a member of a whole lot of countries, you can grab one of these cards and it effectively just speeds your entry into, I think, about 22 different countries. Well worth getting. No more than 10-minute wait for my baggage, and then about 2 minutes to get through customs. Now, I have to find the train station to get to Osaka, where I'm meeting a family member. Well, lost number 5, my glasses. Went downstairs to do something, came back up in this lift, went across to the train station, came back to the lift. Here they are. And getting the ticket was pretty easy, 2,500 yen, which is about 30 Aussie dollars, about 19 US. Now I go over here and catch the 912. Well, I actually bought one ticket, went to scan through, wrong ticket for some reason, so I spent 2,500 yen, had to go back and spend another 3,680 to get this train, which I think is the right train. Although, I'm not 100% sure. Look, I'll find out at some point. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, this man. Good to see you. And with that said, I have to go to the track, but before I go, perhaps you'd like to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, or at least like this video. And for a whole lot of extra content, have a look over here. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. Is it her?